Okay, we're back for part two. So, as promised, we're going to be delivering our playoff predictions. In the last episode, you saw that we delivered our late season predictions, talked about the Frozen Four and the Hobie Baker Award, and of course, went over our NHL top 10. If you haven't done so already, check that out on our YouTube channel as well. But this one is going to be all about the playoffs. And if the playoffs started today, what we think would happen. Now, I will put a little bit of a disclaimer here first. This is in no way any reflection of what playoffs matchups have been determined, because a lot of teams still haven't clinched yet, so the results aren't final. But this is basically just, if it started today, what it would look like and what we think would happen. So let's start. Cam, I want to start with yours first, because yours were kind of interesting to say the least.
Okay, so do you just want to do first round for each of us, and then we'll just
we'll go round by round.
Okay, so my first round goes like this. So Colorado versus Winnipeg. I think this would be an incredible first round matchup. I think Colorado will win in 5. No disrespect to the Winnipeg Jets either. They're a good team. Obviously, we mentioned Josh Morrissey having a career year. Connor Hellebuck is an incredible goalie. But the Colorado Avalanche are going to have Gabriel Landeskog back. I think that is going to be a big factor for them. And obviously, Cale Makar in the playoffs, Nathan McKinnon in the playoffs, Mikko Rantanen in the playoffs, Gabriel Landeskog in the playoffs. Different beasts.
100%.
I think that's going to kill Winnipeg in the long run. So I have Colorado winning in 5 there. Dallas and Minnesota. I went back and forth on this one. Back and forth. They will have Kaprizov back by then, I would imagine. But I'd see the Dallas Stars winning in 7 games. I do think still Dallas is the better team. Jason Robertson obviously having a career year, of course. To be expected. Jake Ottinger emerging as an elite goaltender, top 10 goalie in the league. I can't pick. I mean, Philip Gustafson has been incredible too, not to say the least. But I just think Dallas's depth over Minnesota's is just too strong. I really think that. But I don't think Kaprizov is going to be able to honestly carry this team. But I say Dallas in 7 for them. Vegas and Seattle, the 2 expansion teams. Now, personally, I do like Vegas, but I'm honestly thinking about switching this. I'm thinking about having a switch. Yeah.
Are you thinking upset?
I'm going with it. I'm thinking an upset. Honestly, I say Seattle wins in 7 games.
Okay, all right. That's a bit of a shocker.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
I say Seattle wins in 7 games. If I really thought about this, Jonathan Quick in the playoffs the past years has not been great. I think that's really going to kill them. Plus, I mean, Logan Thompson was having a career year. He was having an absolutely explosive year before he got injured. And Logan Thompson, I think being out is going to kill them. I really don't think that they're going to maintain that momentum. I think that Seattle's going to take advantage. Just like they always do.
Understandable, yeah.
Situations like this.
They capitalize on mistakes.
Plus Martin Jones is having a career year. Philip Grubauer in the playoffs is pretty good. So, I mean, Seattle.
Yeah, considering how good he is, I think so.
Yeah. But now we got Los Angeles and the Edmonton Oilers. Got the LA Kings and the Edmonton Oilers. Do I think it's going to repeat like last year, no. I think LA is going to put more of a fight, but I do still think Connor McDavid is going to be too strong for this team. He's going to absolutely trample all over them, like he always does with every single team. And Leon Draisaitl is going to be that sniper that we all know. And but my only concern with the Edmonton Oilers is their goaltending.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Because they may have Jack Campbell, but they also have Mikko Koskinen.
Mikko Koskinen actually left.
Sorry, Stuart Skinner. I keep getting them mixed up. But Stuart Skinner is a rookie goalie. He's been good, but not amazing. Jack Campbell struggled. It's no secret.
Yeah.
That's their only weakness as of right now.
It is their only weakness, but I still think Edmonton does get it done in 7 games. It's just Connor McDavid and Connor McDavid only. That's my reason. Moving on to the Eastern Conference for me. We got the Boston Bruins and the New York Islanders. Great matchup here. Absolutely incredible matchup. I think the Islanders could honestly upset them. But do I think that's going to happen?
No.
No.
Not first round.
I have
anyway.
Boston winning in 5. Now, I honestly think the Islanders could put up more of a fight than that. But this is the Boston Bruins. This is this year's Boston Bruins. They're too good. And the fact that they added players like Dmitry Orlov and Tyler Bertuzzi and all these players that can really make a team good. And they're just gonna make Linus Ullmark look more like God than he already is. And I mean, Patrice Bergeron, David Pastrnak, Brad Marchand in the playoffs. Can't bet against them. Charlie McAvoy, Jake DeBrusk. I mean, may I say more? And even if Ullmark goes down, they still have Jeremy Swayman. The team is insane.
They're just...
I can't bet against the Bruins.
Yeah. They're going to win any series that they're in, mostly.
Exactly.
In the first round, may I add, because there's still a possibility for an upset, which I'll save that for mine, but... All right, on to the next series.
And now we move on to the rematch. Toronto versus Tampa Bay.
Oh boy
is right. We already knew we were going to be facing Tampa like 30 games into the season.
Yep.
There is no secret. Like, Gary Bettman, please switch it back to 1-8. Please. I do not like this divisional BS. I don't like it.
Nope. Switch it back to 1-8. The OHL's got it.
Because what's the point? We already know who we're going to be facing.
Exactly.
It ruins the suspense.
Yep.
It absolutely ruins it. There's no point. Like, bring back 1-8. My world would be complete if they brought back 1-8.
Hands down.
Hands down. Now, as for my winner for the series, do I think Toronto will lose in the first round again? Hell no, I don't.
Nope.
Toronto, moving on in 7 games. I think this is the year that they get over the hump.
I just want to point out we're probably both going to get clowned for that.
We are going to get clowned for this.
But you know what? It's true.
You can clip it. You can say whatever you want. You can call us idiots at the end if we do lose to Tampa Bay in the first round. But I think this is the year. This is the best Leafs team that we've had in...
I think potentially ever.
Probably ever. Honestly, 1993 was very close.
2003 was very close. I don't even want to think about that, but
I don't even want to think about 1993.
yeah.
The closest we've gotten to a cup. That was the closest.
But regardless,
stupid Gretzky.
There might be a huge parade in the streets if they end up beating Tampa first round.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not even going to disagree on that. Moving on now for my next matchup, New Jersey and Pittsburgh. Now, we all know Pittsburgh is a team in the playoffs with history. New Jersey has not made the playoffs since 2018.
Yep.
2018, I believe.
Ironically, against Tampa.
Ironically, they faced Tampa, and ironically, to absolutely zero surprise, they got swept. But we're not talking about that. This is the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah, not the old Jersey Devils.
No, it's not. I think this year is a different story. I say the New Jersey Devils are taking down the Pittsburgh Penguins in 6 games.
Wow.
I do think that the New Jersey Devils are this good of a team. I think they are legit. I think they are absolutely 100% legit. And I think that they are going to do it. I think they are going to get over the hump and get into the second round. Finally, after 2 decades worth of them not even making the second round.
Easily.
Moving on now, the Carolina Hurricanes and the New York Rangers. We all knew this was going to be the matchup. No secret. It's absolutely zero surprise. We all know this is going to be the matchup. Now, this could go either way. This is pretty much a coin flip. But the determining factor is the goaltending. Will we get the Igor Shesterkin from last year? Will we get the Igor Shesterkin? Will we get the Vezina Trophy Igor Shesterkin? I don't. I honestly don't.
Nope.
It honestly pains me to say that. I just think this New York Rangers team, I'm not saying they're bad, but they have not been playing good recently. And I think that's going to carry into the playoffs, quite honestly. I say the Hurricanes win in 6 games.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Reigns, moving on to your first round. I am
okay.
Very intrigued here.
So a lot of my reasoning for the way that my playoff matchups are going to go was basically explained in the last episode when we were doing our standings prediction. So I won't spend a ton of time talking about that, but I will go over who I think is going to win each series. So Dallas versus Winnipeg, I got Winnipeg in 5. You know, given the fact that Jake Ottinger, he's a good playoff goalie, but given last year what happened against Calgary, if they get into his head, Dallas is basically screwed. I got Colorado sweeping Minnesota. Vegas and Edmonton, I got the Oilers in 6. I think McDavid and Draisaitl are just way better than William Karlsson, Mark Stone, Alex Pietrangelo. This team is just much deeper. And I feel like they're due for an upset. So I got Edmonton in 6 over Vegas. Seattle in 5 over LA. It's upset season. Seattle, hands down, can capitalize on LA's mistakes. They don't have Jonathan Quick anymore. They don't have that experienced playoff goalie. They've got Jonas Korpisalo. That's what they have. So I think Seattle in 5. Boston versus Pittsburgh. Bruins in 5. Makes no sense to say otherwise. I'm going to agree with you. Toronto versus Tampa. I got Toronto in 7. I think this is easily hands down the best team they've ever had. And I think the deepest team. I think they finally exercise the demons. The Devils and the Islanders, Jersey in 4. They're going to sweep.
Wow.
They're going to sweep them. It's not even close.
Wow.
They've had their number all season, and no doubt they're going to do it again in the playoffs. Same with Carolina. I don't think that the Rangers are going to be able to keep up with them. I think the Hurricanes are going to sweep.
Wow. sweeping the Rangers. That is bold.
I know I'm going to get clowned
Wow.
for a lot of these, but you know what? I have a feeling that they're not going to be able to keep up with the Hurricanes.
I'm going to be honest. I'm probably going to be switching some of my predictions on the fly because honestly, yesterday we made these predictions, and honestly, I'm thinking about it now, and honestly, might honestly switch them.
So,
but now we're moving on. Okay, you know what, Reigns? We'll do your second round.
Yeah, I guess we'll start off with my second round. So Colorado and Winnipeg. Look, as much as the Jets have been a good team this year, let's be honest, they're not beating Colorado. Avs in 5. Edmonton and Seattle, I'm going to go the Kraken in 6.
Wow.
Now, see, it's a pretty even matchup in terms of their capabilities, right? Obviously, Edmonton's got Edmonton's got Draisaitl and McDavid. They've got really deep defense, but the one thing they don't have compared to Seattle is goaltending. Campbell's not a playoff goaltender. Skinner's a rookie. We talked about this. If Seattle can capitalize on the fact that Edmonton has loopholes in their goaltending and their defense, it's going to be a really quick series. Seattle's going to win in 6. I'm going to go the Toronto series last because, again, you already know what's going to happen. But New Jersey and Carolina, I say the Devils win in 6. I originally had the Devils sweeping the Hurricanes, but that's not realistic. So I think the Devils are going to win in 6. Carolina's going to put up a fight, but I don't think it's going to be enough to outlast New Jersey. Toronto-Boston. A series that I'm sure nobody wants to even think about with how powerful Boston's team is this year.
No.
But I think they're due for an upset. I say the Leafs are going to win in 5.
Wow.
And why do I say that? Because you think about this, right? If the Leafs make it out of the first round, they're going to get into their heads that they can beat anybody on the way to the cup.
Yeah.
They get into that mentality and they start outplaying Boston. I'm just saying it could be a very quick lights out series, and I think they're going to get their revenge finally.
Wow.
So in the conference finals, I got Colorado, Seattle, and then New Jersey and Toronto.
All right. So we're moving on to my second round now. So obviously mine switched. So now I've got, I believe, Colorado and Dallas. And then I've got Seattle and Edmonton. And then we've got Boston, Toronto, New Jersey, Carolina. Colorado and Dallas. Great series. I think this would be a competitive series. But Colorado's just too strong at this point. I think it's going to finally get to Dallas. I just don't think they have the star power that Colorado has. I think it's going to be too much to handle. Colorado in 5. Seattle and Edmonton. I say Edmonton wins in 6. I still think Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl will still beat that team. It's just Connor McDavid's a different beast.
So is playoff Zach Hyman.
So is playoff Zach Hyman. Exactly. I forgot to mention that. He is a different beast in the playoffs. So that's why I say Edmonton in 6. Moving on to Boston and Toronto. Do I think Boston will beat the Leafs again? I don't. I don't think they do.
I was going to say, I'm going to clown you for this because you know they're going to get upset.
They're due. The Leafs are due. They're due. Leafs over Boston in 7 games. They're due. You said it before. They're due.
Yep.
The Leafs are due. They're long overdue. You can clown us all you want, but personally, I say the Leafs over the Bruins. New Jersey and Carolina. I think the injuries are finally going to get to the Hurricanes in this one. I say the Devils in 6. Devils in 6. I think, Devils in 6 for me. I don't have anything else to say about that.
It's
I'll do
just
my
that.
conference finals first this time.
Yep.
Colorado, Edmonton. Colorado in 5. I do say Colorado in 5. I think they're just still too much to handle. It's Landeskog, McKinnon, Rantanen, McCarr, Taves. They're just gonna. I think they could shut down McDavid easily. They can shut down McDavid. They have shut down McDavid, and I think they will again. Colorado, your Western Conference champions for the second straight year.
All right.
Toronto and New Jersey. 2 great teams.
What a fight this would be, eh?
Exactly. I would probably go back and forth on this one, but I think the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to the Stanley Cup Finals. They're doing it. They're doing it. They're beating the New Jersey Devils in 6 games.
You know what?
That is it.
And I'm a little bit shocked because in other years, and, other members of Proshot can vouch for me on this one. Reeser had, Colorado, Vegas, St. Louis winning. Every single time we did a playoff prediction, he never had the Leafs winning. So this is a change. This is how he thinks that it's going to be a good Leafs team.
I think this is the best Leafs team we've ever had.
The last 3 years, I think I did Tampa, Vegas, and St. Louis.
Yes.
And jokingly, I predicted that the Leafs were going to win it when we did our kind of our joke one. But
yeah.
I think they've got a legitimate chance. Now, so my conference finals are going to be Colorado, Seattle. I'm going to be completely honest here. When it comes to this matchup, Colorado eats Seattle for breakfast. They're so much deeper, so much better at goaltending. Oh my God. It's going to be a quick series. It's going to be a 5-game series. Colorado beats Seattle in 5. Toronto, New Jersey. This is going to be a 7-game series, and it's going to be one of those ones that the Leafs are going to put up a fight. It's going to go to triple overtime in Game 7, and Alex Kerfoot is going to score the overtime winner. The Leafs are off to the finals.
We have the exact same Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh boy, Colorado, Toronto.
Oh man, we might as well talk about this.
This is going to be a hell of a series should it happen.
It is. Matthews, Marner, Nylander, Tavares, Riley, O'Reilly.
Oof.
Man. Samsonov, I would probably think would probably be the goalie at this point.
See,
oh,
and this is how I just want to take a quick look at, just to dissect this, how our lineup combinations would stack up compared to Colorado. So, should this happen, we are going to give you a little bit of an in-depth look. So, right now, we'll start off with Toronto's line combinations, because this is going to be a little bit...
And of course, this is minus...
crazy.
Is this adding O'Reilly because he's injured?
Yes, this is including O'Reilly. So, this is how each top 6 is looking. Okay? So, the top 6 for Toronto, it's going to be Kerfoot, Matthews, and Marner.
Yep.
Bunting, Tavares, and O'Reilly.
Yep.
Or sorry, Matthews, Marner, Nylander on the first line. Yep. Bunting, Tavares, and O'Reilly on the second line.
Yes.
And then on defense, you got TJ Brody and potentially Morgan Riley.
Yeah.
For the Avalanche, you got Evan Rodriguez, Nathan McKinnon, Mikko Rantanen, Val Nichushkin, JT Comfort, and Gabriel Landeskog when he returns.
Yes.
And then you got Devon Taves and Cale Makar, which are going to be the huge issues.
That is the huge issue the Leafs have to face. Yes. A playoffs Cale Makar is not the Cale Makar you want to face.
Definitely not.
No.
At all.
And then the goaltending matchup. You have a Bulgarian and you have a Russian. Samsonov for the Leafs, Georgiev
and
for the Avalanche.
I've been saying this time and time again. Playoff Samsonov is a dangerous animal to face.
He is. He carried that Washington Capitals team. It was against the Panthers, was it not?
Yes, it was.
He did everything he could in that series to keep them in that series, but it just wasn't enough.
And see, Alex Georgiev is a good goalie, but when it comes down to it, he's not Darcy Kemper. It's not the same as it was last year. So now we dissected these matchups. Let's talk about it. So we'll go with you first. Who do you think is going to win the Stanley Cup in 2023?
I'm saying my 2023 Stanley Cup champion for the NHL is the Toronto Maple Leafs in 6 games.
And you know what?
It's happening.
100%. I am going to agree that it's going to be the Leafs. I think it's going to be a 7-game series. They're going to put up a fight.
Yeah.
And
actually, no, I meant to say it was a 7-game
series.
At
the end of the day, you can look at this and say, but Colorado's been better this season. They're the better team all around. Yes, but they're goaltending. They don't have Darcy Kemper like they had last year. Their team is...
I'm going to say this. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I think, honestly, I'm going to say this right now. That Colorado Avalanche team is going to have a lot of injuries.
Oh, 100%.
I say they're going to have a lot of injuries. They're going to be playing with a lot of injuries. Somebody like Cale Makar, I think, would be playing with a lot of injuries. Somebody like Gabriel Landeskog. Somebody like Nathan McKinnon. Hockey players in the playoffs, they play with torn ACLs. They play with, dislocated shoulders. They
broken feet.
Yeah, they play with broken feet. They play with broken feet.
Ridiculous. Alex Pietrangelo in the 2019 finals.
They play with broken legs. They play with everything.
It's going to be a fight. But at the end of the day, it'll happen once more.
The Leafs will win the Stanley Cup this year. And if it happens, you can clip this and say that we were right.
And if it doesn't, you can clown us all you want.
You can clown us all you want, seriously.
But I think we both have a pretty good feeling about this. Because it's like I said, you can say all you want about how, they haven't made it out of the first round in 20 years almost. Here's the thing. If they make it out of the first round, who's to say that anything's going to stop them from thinking we're invincible?
Yeah.
If they have the mentality in their heads, they're going to go through and they're going to say, you know what? We can do this. We're going to win the cup and nobody's going to stop us. Nobody's going to slow us down.
Kyle Dubas went all in this season for a reason. He believes in this team. He wanted to get the best players available.
And what's going to happen? God only knows. But I think this is the time where the Leafs have to say, we can do this, and we need to. Because their window is starting to close. The salary cap's closing in on them. This is going to be a do-or-die situation for the Leafs. And I think they're finally going to do it.
I think so as well.
So with that being said, thank you very much for watching this part 2 of our playoff predictions. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell notification, and follow our social medias down below. I'm Tyler Rains along with Cameron Reeser, and we will see you in the next one.